welcome everybody to Fat Guys on a Little Podcast. I'm your co-host, Steve Mark. You know he's joined by
Charles is here.
And we're going to get this last one in right here after the holidays and before the first of the year.
Get it in.
Get it in, get it done. We're going to talk a lot of nerd stuff today with a little bit of football dashed in, of course.
Yeah, we missed a lot of the nerd timing because we did our picks.
Yeah, our bowl pick 'em last week. If you're following along, we'll have an update on that one and some fun stuff coming up. But as we know, it's December 29th. We did just get back from Christmas, correct? Anything?
I think so.
I don't know
I love how you
always say that. I don't know why. Subconsciously, I say correct. I say it a lot to my clients. Like I'll explain something like as far as websites and how things go, and I go, "You understand? You understand what I'm saying?"
I think we're aware that it was Christmas.
Yeah, I always say, "Does that make sense?" I always say that a lot because a lot of times it goes over people's heads.
Yeah, I mean, because Christmas is really whizzing past people. So I'm glad you slowed it down for us.
Let's pump the brakes.
Okay, so the 29th takes place after December 25th.
Yes, it
which
does.
was Christmas. Okay,
yes,
great. So,
was there any shocking things from your Christmas?
No, I'm
I mean, we pretty much had.
I'm hard to buy for because I'm just a big fat kid who just happened to grow up and get a little more money. So like any things that I kind of want, I just get throughout the year.
Yeah.
I have to make a point to kind of pump the brakes around the holiday season to give people ideas about the randomness that I want. So.
Right.
I kind of get very adult Christmas, which I'm okay with. I think it's just my lot in life because, like, for example, I showed you the longbow that I got. Like, I immediately go out and just fill in the blanks for whatever I don't. You know what I mean? So I'm
no self-control.
Yeah. So I'm pretty difficult when it comes to Christmas, but I still love Christmas. You know what I mean? It's still. What did you do? So we went to Heather's parents' house on Christmas Eve, and then it was Heather's extended family Christmas Day. But I had to work, so I was at work because everyone, for some reason, this year didn't want to work. So I was like, okay, you bunch of babies. What did you guys do for the holiday?
Well, Christmas Eve, we went to Tabitha's house, her new house.
Yeah, okay.
I held the snake.
How'd that go?
I held the blood python.
Yeah?
It wrapped around my hand and squeezed pretty tightly.
You could feel it kind of
it contracted
in?
on my hand.
Oh.
One, she said, because it was nervous. We were passing it back and forth. It was only me and her. No one else in the family would touch the snake.
Yeah,
but it did wrap around. And I couldn't get off my hand.
You could kind of feel it kind of.
Yeah, not enough to hurt or anything, but just like a really firm handshake.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, man, this thing. And she had
it's only just a baby. Imagine when it's full grown.
Yeah. So to get it off my hand, she had to like coax it and like, kind
of like slide.
Yeah, come here.
Wow.
But it did eventually go to her. But yeah, I'm the only one that would hold
wild animal, dude.
Nobody else would
touch
touch
the blood
like?
Python. Describe what it
very
felt.
Soft. Very,
What do
very
you mean,
soft.
like soft? Like you couldn't make out the scales or whatever?
No.
It kind of felt like
I held the
skin?
baby alligator in New Orleans.
And isn't the belly of an alligator very soft?
Yeah, it felt like the belly of that baby alligator. It was
as a whole.
It's not a fur soft. I'm trying to think. Just like a really soft, squishy stuffed animal is what it felt like.
Oh, okay.
And it was warm because she had it in that warming thing, so it wasn't cold. I imagine if it was cold, it'd be creepier, but
yeah.
It's like a warm, soft stuffed animal is what it felt like, except for the fact it's trying to break my hand in half.
I was going to say that it was over you.
But the funny thing is, Michelle was across the room and took a picture of me holding it. My hands are so large, you can't barely see the snake.
Can't see the snake?
No.
Ogre hands?
Yeah, my ogre hands override. I should have took a better picture, but I held it, so that was cool. And then Christmas Day, we would go to the Hensons, and we all play cards. And
that's Christmas Day?
That's Christmas Day. That was a turkey
Who
dinner.
cooks? Yeah, I was going to say.
Actually, Michelle did a majority of the cooking. She went over an hour before me and Holly.
Kind of does the finish?
She does a lot of the stuff, yeah.
Okay.
So I think her mom early on puts a turkey in the oven, and then Michelle comes over and takes care of all the rest. So
okay.
Credit to her. She did it all.
Well, so Heather does, at my in-laws' Christmas Eve, Heather does the cooking for that, and we usually take a dish, like the main dish over there or whatever, just to offload some of the drama with her family and stuff like that, to not have to have people work as much and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so.
and I'm fine with not eating there. If we just wanted to buy a pie or something, or I offered to like get a party sub and take it over there, but apparently the Hensons don't eat lunch meat. I don't know.
Weird. What's the problem with lunch meat?
I have no idea. I like lunch meat.
Lunch meat's amazing.
A great sandwich. I really appreciate it the older I get.
Yeah, I don't know.
but
I
no.
eat probably too much lunch meat.
Yeah,
I'd
so
argue. Yeah.
I'm not supposed to because of my gout. Lunch meat affects gout.
It's
but
bad for you.
I gotta start pumping the brakes.
All that like cured meat is not good, but it's so tasty. Yeah.
Ham and turkey are so delicious in
so
lunch meat
good,
form.
man. It's nothing but nitrates. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I don't give a nitrates.
But things went smooth.
What did you guys eat Christmas Eve?
Well, we provided KFC, and then we bought some
Rinos.
pizzas.
Yeah,
so
okay.
that's what we had there.
How many people were over at Tabitha's house for the big Christmas
It was
function?
Tabitha, David, me, Michelle, Holly, Ken, and his parents. About 7
Oh,
or
okay.
eight people. The only thing I thought was kind of weird is Tabitha's mom, Kim. This is Tabitha's first Christmas at her first house. Didn't show up. You know,
Was she working? I don't know. What does she do?
She works nights, but it's during the day she goes and hangs out and drinks at one of her friends' house instead of going to bed.
She got priorities.
Yeah, so then she comes home, crashes for 2 hours, and goes right to work.
She couldn't adjust that schedule for the
Yeah,
holiday.
can you not drink for a day and come see your daughter's house on
Well,
Christmas?
She got priorities.
I thought that was a little,
yeah.
I don't pile on that woman as much as the others in the family do, but that one was kind of a shit move. But well, what are you gonna do?
At least you can support your kiddo hosting the first Christmas.
Yeah, I know. I mean, but
At the new house.
couldn't even do that. But
Yeah, I don't know. So what was the big gift that you got?
mine were.
What is your favorite gift, I guess? Is what
Well, I'm going to show you today. and
Rank your Christmas gifts, Steven.
Steven. Well, the most unique one is a little one Michelle got me that she didn't put that much thought, but it's so unique. I don't know why it struck me. It's like these Nintendo coasters I told you about.
Okay, yeah.
They're not expensive, and that's probably I dig those like all the
Somehow,
hell.
yeah.
It's like a $10 gift. I'm like, that's awesome. I like those.
Okay.
So that's one. I like that. I did get somebody else gave me a portable bidet.
Yeah. You're welcome.
I like the model. Holly got me a Boba Fett model that was
Of the Slav one or of Boba Fett?
of Boba Fett.
No,
so
that's
I'm
tough.
putting him together, and then
At least there's no skin tone. So
yeah, that's true.
A lot of fabric
Well, with the
tone.
Bandai models, they do a really good job where you don't have to paint all that much.
Oh, okay. You just weather it or something.
Yeah,
like that?
weather it a little bit and you're good to go. And then Dad got me the Millennium Falcon. That's pretty cool. Bert got me the USS Arizona.
Did you put
a lot
together
of them? I got 4 models.
Did you put together Bert's Chinese Black Pearl yet?
Yeah, that was the first thing I did. That thing is awesome. I forgot about that. Yeah, that Lego. I think I sent you a picture. Maybe I didn't.
I don't know.
But yeah,
Like knockoff Lego. Black
The one
Pearl.
thing the Chinese are good at is stealing Lego
Yeah.
things. It fit perfectly. It's taller than you think. It's about that tall.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's got 2 big masts, and then another mast comes out, and then you put the sails on it, and you tie some ropes to it. It's pretty cool.
It's pretty elaborate. It
Yeah,
sounds like. Yeah, it's
if
cool.
you get that same regular Lego set because it's retired now, it's $400 on Amazon.
Jesus.
And I don't know what Bert said. He said $60 or $70 he paid for it. So it's a
Yeah.
Chinese knockoff. There's no box, but it went together good. I thought there'd be
That's
missing
cool.
pieces or off color.
And instructions were clear enough and everything like that.
There was some misprinting, like you can see the lines
Yeah,
off a little bit.
yeah.
You could tell they copied the
That's
book,
cool.
but it came out cool. So that was off of Wish.com. So
okay.
don't buy Ninja Turtles; they look like they have special needs, but you can buy the Legos.
The Lego knockoff.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah,
Dad got me that crazy bug assault gun. That thing is
Yes.
crazy.
If
So
people could see this.
yeah.
You could shoot salt around your house.
Yeah, and it actually
flies.
hurts. Dad got me a laser sight for it too. Like if you look,
Oh,
it's got a
that's funny.
laser. It's the weirdest thing because I don't get okay, so who's gonna shoot salt all around their house? I don't know.
Well, if you get ice on your front porch,
Yeah, great. I can go out there and just shoot it because
Do you have
so
to
it's got a
pump it?
little reservoir that takes table salt, and then you literally cock it, and then there's a little safety on it, and you're shooting. The salt just goes whizzing by. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know.
it is the most unique gift you probably
Yeah,
got.
I don't know, man, but I to the point. Right, Dad knows I like a BB gun or something,
Yeah,
but this is a
something.
little much. Shooting salt around my
I
house.
asked him, I go, what the hell made you think of that? He goes, what do you get that guy? So
Yeah,
here.
so I understand I can be difficult, but I don't know what I'm exactly going to do with all the salt around my house.
Well, isn't salt bad for snails too? You can shoot snails. in the
Okay,
summer.
great. Those really fast moving snails I can hit with a bug.
If you get
gun.
infested with snails, you got a salt.
I think it's one of those things that a dude came up with the invention and was like, dude, we can do that, but I don't think he thought it through.
yeah, he's gonna shoot salt. all over.
Yeah, okay, why is everything gritty in
You
your
know what we
house?
gotta do? We'll have a fly shooting contest in the summer. We'll all
Okay,
go out
great.
in your
Outside,
backyard.
yeah.
We'll try to find flies.
Yeah.
So you can shoot the most flies.
And then Heather got me the bowling ball. I'm going to go with Bob tomorrow, and he's going to help me get it drilled to fit my hand and everything like that.
Bob not working?
It's at 6:00, so I'm assuming after work because he lives at a bowling alley. So I'll meet him up at a bowling alley tomorrow and get that drilled. But all in all, one of the fun things that we started doing, I came up with the idea for Heather to do with her sisters. They had a cookie making competition on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, she did post about that.
Yeah, that was fun. So Heather's sister Sarah actually won it. I voted against my own wife because Sarah made a gingerbread cookie that actually tasted good. I think of gingerbread.
Soft?
Yeah, it was like pillowy and it was good. I was like, I'm sorry, Heather, we didn't tell you. Like, she made a tasty gingerbread cookie that didn't exist before this day.
You should have brought the 3 cookies on the podcast.
Yeah, I think you'd have got a kick out of it. Heather made a really good, like a crinkle cookie that was like a Reese's chocolate and Reese's peanut butter stuff. It was good, but I'm just saying I had to throw it Sarah's way because I'm like,
Carrie make.
She made the worst ones. Oh my god! And she got so pissed at me because the one tastes like soap. I go, "What did you do here?" Like what? It even had this mom who was giving. You gotta be nice. She was even like, "What is going on?" The first cookie was like some weird Oreo thing. She made 2 because the first one was a disaster. She brought both. I couldn't even tell what it was. I go, not whatever, but what is this? It's like, it was terrible. So yeah, Carrie was hard last place.
Not even close.
Yeah, so it's a fun new little tradition that they're going to start because as we get older,
Carrie be out next year.
yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, what do you do for adults? You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to do like
Carrie
the whole.
should just cheat and go buy some pre-made
Yeah.
ones. Go to the Westbourne Market. You start eating. You go, wait a minute, these taste like drop cookies.
Oh my god.
You're like, she wins.
Yeah. But it's fun to do and stuff like that. So yeah, I had a good time. I had a good Christmas.
I think other games like go to pies next year.
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know what they take it to, but it was pretty fun.
That's funny.
Yeah, and then I did I worked a lot throughout Christmas. So because again, everyone this year was whining about it, just didn't want to work and stuff like that. So. But I'm off the next 3 days, so I'm actually off New Year's Eve, which means nothing to me.
I bought some sparkling grape juice.
So do we.
So me and Holly, and is that Kroger for like $3?
Yep,
I was like, we'll get that. You could have that.
Sparkling Welch's.
Yeah.
We did that too.
She picked the white one.
I let Lorna pick 2, and she's all about it. So it's cool. But yeah, great holiday. So,
all right, now. Along with the cookies, one thing that was advertised a lot during the holidays, and no one can find them, was cinnamon Coke. So we didn't find that.
Yeah, it seems to be. So Heather made a point to look at Kroger again today. It's one of those things where you see it on the internet, but you're like, I don't know where these people are getting this crap.
Yeah. So in lieu of cinnamon Coke, I found Georgia Peach Coke.
I've never seen it as fancy as this. I'll be honest.
This was at Target. It was 6-pack for $4 or something on there.
How you little? See if you can do your pop top thing here. Your pop top's a little tough.
I don't know.
Oh, there you go.
So
here, you can take that one.
So now, the one thing I will say,
it looks very artisanal. First of all, it's in glass bottles, which
Coke in glass bottles is always the best.
But it's not common to be in glass bottles.
No. Well, they had the regular Coke in glass bottles there too. They had like a whole little section at Target. The one thing full disclaimer, when I went to Atlanta, I went to the World of Coke. They didn't have this peach Coke there, but they had a lot of different
I'll tell you one of the things. If you can get one of those freestyle machines, I love a raspberry Coke Zero. You put that raspberry flavor on the little selector thing and get Coke Zero. Delicious. I don't know. It's one of those things every time I see a freestyle, I get it. So tastes like peach.
That's a whole lot of peach.
That's impressively a lot of peach, dude.
Ooh.
I think it tastes pretty good.
Charles, like, you can have the other 2 too.
I'll tell you this much.
I can't drink.
As I get older, like I just love Coca-Cola. I don't know. I definitely.
I barely ever drank Coca-Cola when I was younger, and then I got diabetes. So now I drink. If I had to choose between Diet Pepsi or Diet Coke, I'm taking Diet Coke.
Yeah.
I like Coke Zero. It's got a good flavor, but if I told you if I drink like a big glass of it, I get a headache for some reason.
Really? Something about that weird sucrose, whatever that is.
Certain chemicals in Coke Zero that don't agree with me. Like I can drink a 20-ouncer and that's it. I can't drink anything else.
This is impressively peachy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You think Heather or Lorna would enjoy this?
I don't care because I'll drink the other 2.
No one at my house likes peaches. I'm the only one. My wife is more.
I like peach flavoring. I just won't mow a peach.
My wife's more of a pear girl, and she doesn't like.
She's shaped like one.
Yeah, she likes pears. I like peaches. But I don't like peach flavored stuff. Like I don't like peach pie, or I like peaches in like a fruit cocktail or something like that, or a fruit salad. But
This Coke Peach is good as hell. Big thumbs up for Georgia Peach Coca-Cola from me. I don't know.
you can get this at your local Target.
How much was it? Was it like artisanally expensive, like $6
for
that's
the
not too bad.
4-pack.
Yeah.
So it was, not too bad. It wasn't overly expensive. But I was looking for the cinnamon Coke.
Tastes good.
Could not find it. Eventually we may find, but I think it's ending. It was only for the holidays. So
okay.
if you ever see it, you pick it up. Now, as you guys know, we were following the bowl games.
Yeah, so we came across the one sponsor, and it was the Cheribundi Boca Raton Bowl, I believe, is the one that we saw. Wasn't that the one that was?
Boca Raton.
Anyway, so
Isn't that where
Cheribundi,
everyone
and then
retires?
you and BV immediately were like, what the hell's Cheribundi? And I shared that weird Tom Brady story. I know from you with the gout and all this kind of stuff that cherry juice is a whole thing, but I've also heard that a lot of like really high-end athletes drink it because it's supposed to rid a lot of inflammation, is what I've been told. I could be wrong, but that's
with what gout is. It's an inflammation.
it's an inflammation, so it all makes sense. So today, while I was at Kroger, I spotted the Cheribundi because I've seen it a couple times, and I was like, "Oh, Steve's definitely got to try this." Full disclosure, I've had this before. It's interesting.
I've had organic black cherry juice is what I usually drank for my gout, and it's thick, and it's like drinking blood. So we'll see.
This one's not as thick as you're describing.
Yeah,
but
this don't look near.
It's being cut a little bit. So if you read right on here, it says it's cut with a little bit of apple juice from concentrate to give it a little bit of sweetness.
Is this
The stuff
no
you're
sugar, or
describing
is
is
this
like,
sugar?
let's see here, 29 grams of sugar in this mug.
I'm not drinking this whole glass.
Yeah.
That's a lot of. But like the organic black cherry juice is literally like the consistency of blood.
It's just super dark. And
You just gotta
super
gun it and pray it goes down.
yeah. So, I've had it before. It's a tough swallow for me.
Yeah, see, same flavor as the black organic cherry juice, but like imagine if this was thick, like ketchup.
Like, had it really thick because this has got like a very juicy consistency.
Yeah.
You're saying the stuff that you've got a hold of is actually like a little bit like
Kroger sells it in their organic section. It works the best though. If my toe
it does
flares
knock
up,
it out. Yeah.
You drink a bottle of that, and a day or two, your toe's fine. So
How much is in a bottle, man? Because
it's like a big.
so this is like a
Gatorade.
Gatorade container.
Yeah, same thing.
Okay,
same
like
thing.
32 ounces.
It's a
or
glass.
something?
It's a glass container, and it's clear. So as you drink it, you see the blood dripping down the
Oh
glass.
my god!
So,
yeah, I mean,
So if I was making a movie or a horror movie, I'd just go get gallons of that. I'd be like, yeah, good enough.
100% juice right on here, and it just basically says tart cherry juice, not from concentrate. Apple juice from a little bit of concentrate with water.
What's funny is I love fresh cherries. Like I can eat a whole bag of
This
fresh
is
cherries.
brutal, man.
But the juice from cherries
it's
tastes
also
nothing
so,
like cherries.
it almost dries your mouth out. It's so
Yeah.
tart. It's crazy. So yeah, I get it if I was a Tom Brady and a high end athlete, and or if I was you and had an ailment, you know what I mean.
If
But
my
I guess-
toe flares up, I know I have options.
do you like pomegranate juice either? That's another one.
What are you talking about? That one with the weird shaped
Palm
bottle?
Wonderful,
It's
yeah.
like $19 for a
It's
bottle
so
of it.
gross. I can't stand. It's got the
I
same
like it better
kind
than
of,
cherry,
yeah. That's not
but it's
saying
loaded
much.
with sugar too, though. It's supposed to be really good for you. That palm, whatever, but that could be all marketing. I'm not sure about that. I don't know what kind of sugar content's in that palm.
Yeah, I gotta tell you. Again, I had Cheribundi before. Not good for me. I am not a fan of it.
Well, if your toe ever flares up, you better go get you a
pound that
bottle
Cheribundi,
or get the organic. Yeah,
and I gotta tell you that Georgia peach Coke is delicious.
Yeah.
I'll be drinking that throughout the remainder of this podcast. So you hear me
you can have the
guzzling.
other two. Nobody at my
That's
house.
me with that Georgia peach Coke going to work.
I can't drink it.
Oh,
So-
man, I just love Coke. Like I said, especially glass bottles got an air of nostalgia to you. You know what I mean? Like,
I love
was a glass
glass.
bottle back in the day a 12-ounce bottle, or was it bigger? How in the 80s when there was glass bottle
feel like it
Coke,
was bigger than
I
this.
think it was too. I think it's 16. Is
yeah,
what I think it was.
I do, but it could be nostalgia. It could be.
Because I think the smaller, the 12 ounces were like in the 50s. You know what I mean? Like
I know you hate the place, but the one thing cool about Cracker Barrel is you can get ice cold glass bottles of Coke like individually. You can just
that's
buy
because
one.
they think they're in the South in the 50s.
Yeah, I
still.
know, but I buy one a lot of times. Well, before pre-diabetes, they don't have ice cold Diet Coke.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, man, this is tasty. This is a huge thumbs up.
Something about Coke in a glass bottle tastes better than, and I know it's probably just in my head, But for me, maybe because I grew up on it in the glass bottle, and I always felt it tasted
I think
better.
anything in a glass bottle, yeah. But the problem is now you just got so cheap. You're like a 2 liter is like $2, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
halftime set for $1.
yeah.
You know?
So
10 for
I
10
gotta
at
tell you, they do
Kroger.
a great job adding that peach flavor on
It's
this.
very strong peach,
Yeah.
and it's still got the bubbles and everything. So
And I would recommend Cheribundi if you have the gout. Other than that,
I don't know if I'd crack it out, or if you're a drinker. I imagine that with some vodka or something.
maybe cut it with something.
Cherry and cranberry juice are always used in mixed drinks. So,
And that's what it kind of. I like a good cranberry juice, but you know how cranberry juice has that tart dryness. That's so tart and dry. I swear it like sucks everything out of your mouth. It's just like whoa.
so they can sponsor a bowl game and give you some tart juice in your mouth.
Yeah, imagine how much Cheribundi juice they're selling.
Cheribundi. So this week wrapped up the things. I got a text today from a certain Mr. Bergeron.
No, Scott L. Bergeron III.
He was modeling a new T-shirt he must have got for Christmas.
Was it the right size?
It was still 2 sizes too small.
Okay, but it would be Bergeron. It wasn't too medium.
Yeah, but it had the Mandalorian on it. It was black, like it had his helmet.
Okay.
And it said Mandalorian across black and white. It was pretty cool. It was a nice T-shirt. You probably should have got a size bigger.
Bergeron, in case you're listening, go up a tick. No one's checking the tag.
I
buddy.
mean, no one cares anymore, Scott. Just get the
Yeah.
bigger size. You're fat like the rest of
Dude,
us.
join the crew. It's delicious. You can drink Georgia peach Coke, you know.
So with that, there's a certain show that me and you both love on
Correct.
Disney
Fantastic
Plus. It ended this week, which is a bummer because now we don't have anything.
We got 8 episodes of varying length, between 33 and like 40 minutes long, 42 minutes long or so.
Yes.
Like that.
And The Mandalorian finished up episode 8. We did talk about episode 7. That was left with a little bit of a cliffhanger. They were hiding in a bar, and the guy from Breaking Bad had him
Gustavo
all pinned down.
Fring.
Yeah, had him
showed
all
up.
pinned. He's an Imperial officer. He's a Grand Moff, they said. Grand Moff is a
Is a higher end, just below like a Jedi or a Force based like Sith.
yeah, even Darth Vader, like Grand Moff talking to him, was
Yep.
above
Yeah.
Darth Vader as far as ranking goes in the Imperial Army. So he's one of them.
But he doesn't have the same, like you said, like the same force effects of the Sith stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he's more
just
of a traditional
military guy.
guy.
Yeah. So they have high-ranking military men in the Empire that were just below the Emperor.
Yeah.
And he's apparently one of them. And
there's a lot of like lore that's attached to him as well that they kind of alluded to so like having known who he was and all that kind of, you know what I mean? Like his name preceded him, kind of thing.
And they gave the backstory to Mando. Okay, before we go any further, it's going to be spoilers. I'm sorry. So there's no way I'm going to talk about this without spoiling it. But they do give the
You should be watching it if you're listening to this podcast anyway.
Yeah. And they gave the spoilers to Mando's backstory and kind of why he hates droids, because droids wiped out his whole family.
Were the droids Cylons? They looked just
they
like
were from the prequels. They were the battle droids from the prequels.
Oh, they look like Cylons to me. I don't know what it was. I was like, we got like
Did
a
you forget the
Battlestar.
prequels that much already?
Yeah, I thought we had like a Battlestar cross. I was like, where are they put some Cylons in there?
No,
I was
those
like,
were- they were from the Attack
you're
of the
right now
Clones.
that you say it. But,
Charles was like, oh.
I was hoping for the Battlestar. I was like, yeah.
So apparently his family got wiped out. Mandalorian saved him and raised him as
Which
a
also
Mandalorian.
gives why he has the daddy complex to the child character, because someone found him and took him in,
and he did the
he's
same
doing
thing.
the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and then of course action ensues. Now the one prediction I made didn't come true. I thought the droid betrayed them.
Instead, he was to the OG end. Boy, he got reprogrammed. He was the nursery droid.
Yeah, IG-11 was his name in
I
this
think
one.
that's right.
88 was the one from Empire Strikes Back. So IG-11 shows up, helps save him.
He is all about the kid. All about him.
Yeah,
You
he's
know
all
what I
about
mean?
protecting Baby
Yeah.
Yoda. Baby Yoda has a big scene where he stops a flamethrower.
Yeah.
So he even got his moment.
The
Great
only thing was a
episode.
little confusing to me, and you have to elaborate to me, when they got into the sewers or whatever, and then they got back to where the guild was. Explain to me what. So they wiped them all out because they helped him get away. Is that what they were insinuating there?
What do you mean?
When they found the big thing of helmets and the girl is
Oh, yeah, the Empire came in and wiped them all out.
and came in and wiped them all out.
You're talking about the Mandalorian Guild, not the...
That's
bounty
what,
hunter.
yeah. Okay, and then the chick was still left behind, but she's like basically making it seem like their word is to just stay there and be part of this. You know what I mean? Like I didn't understand why she sacrificed herself.
It's all about the code and stuff like that. And
they didn't do a good job of kind of.
Yeah.
I was a little bit like, whoa, hold on, like, is she gonna go in the further
The universe
adventure?
of Star Wars, there's always a lot of all these unwritten codes, like the Jedi's unwritten codes.
And I think that's kind of his tilt or his nod of the cap to like samurai times of like
Yeah.
a true, you know what I mean, like
she wants to go
honor
down
and
a
all
warrior's
that.
death type thing. But you don't see her die. She fights the first, but you assume that there's more waves coming.
Yeah.
They're going to wipe her out. But yeah, so I guess that big Mandalorian guy with the Gatling gun that they made a toy after is dead.
But they did. You couldn't tell who it was based on the helmets that were in the pile.
Yeah.
Because I was really like, oh, who, you know what I mean? Like trying to see. Because I thought for sure they might have gave some kind of tip of the hat to like a Boba Fett thing. They haven't done any of it. I was waiting for it. I was really kind of like analyzing it, kind of like, okay.
And we never got a follow-up on the Asian girl that gets saved in the desert by that mysterious guy. That'll probably be next season, I guess.
That's probably like a, yeah.
So we don't know what happens there.
That's because the actor that played that guy is too busy railing against Rise of Skywalker or whatever.
What do you mean?
The dude that played... Okay, so the young kid who goes with him to get the Asian girl or the Asian sniper, right?
Yeah.
The guy who played that like went off on like Rise of Skywalker and how they destroyed fans and all this kind of stuff. I'm just like, dude, just shut up. Like, what are you? It's crazy. So
yeah, some people take it a little too deep. But now I will ask you this: the nerd credit, the guy from Breaking Bad, he opens up the TIE fighter with a sword. Do you know what that is?
What do you mean?
How did he cut the TIE fighter open?
He has a lightsaber with him.
It's not a lightsaber. Do you know what that is?
No, what is it?
That is a dark saber. That is a dark
What's
saber.
What's the difference?
That the Mandalorians created to help fight against the Jedi when they teamed up.
Is that a
with the
tie
Imperial.
back to your Clone Wars stuff? Yeah,
it's in there.
See, I think I gotta fill that in. I think I gotta go back. So I watched the old animated series of the Clone Wars, but you're saying don't even bother to just watch the CG one, right?
Yeah, the CG
That's
one.
all on Disney Plus because again, great value at $6.99. I think that's what I'm gonna do. In the meantime, in the interim, while we don't have much more content coming to it, I think.
Now, keep in mind, this show is made for Cartoon Network, so there are going to be some kiddie episodes. You're going to be like, oh, Christ.
Yeah.
But there are good episodes in there. And the whole Mandalorian stuff, the whole Darth Maul stuff, all good in that series.
You always have been way into that Clone Wars show.
Yeah. Well, we kind of wrote
It was
it off.
hard to watch, though, still, because, like I said, 13-minute episodes sprinkled randomly, and it was really weird.
Yeah. Well, they're supposed to all be 23 minutes.
Is that what it is?
They're supposed to.
Because what's the main chick? Asuka or something like that is her name?
Ahsoka. She was in She was in. Well, actually, she's in Clone Wars too. Okay. But she moved. She kind of part of Rebels as well. Okay. Clone Wars is better. But anyways, the Darksaber is handed down to the tribe leader of the Mandalorians, and it is used to help fight Jedis and other people with lightsabers. But obviously, this Moff Tarkin guy or Grand Moff, he wiped out the planet, took the Darksaber. So, so that was a cool throwback. I was like, ooh! I got all excited.
I know it was a lightsaber. I didn't know.
You and Michelle were probably like, it's just a lightsaber. I'm like, no, that's a Darksaber. So it was a very big tie-in to the Clone Wars.
That's cool. I mean, I think that show does so many things right that even when they get a few things kind of like, it's a little, it just glazes over. You know what I mean? Like, so they do so many good things on that show. It's top notch. I mean, there's not, and the production value is still up there and everything like that. When the two stormtroopers were bickering back and forth and he was thumping Baby Yoda on the head, I was getting
That's the controversy. So Jason Sudeikis is the voice of one of those guys.
Okay.
And people online were pissed because he was punching that Baby Yoda.
That's the whole.
Yeah, I know.
They don't know.
I don't know.
But the one guy wanted to see it. It was really kind of funny. I don't know.
How do they not know that's a puppet? Something's wrong with people out there. But yeah, they're all pissed at him over that.
What do they think happens in like POWs, like kids? What do they think happens?
They get lollipops. They get the
I mean, what are they doing? What are you doing?
And I like the fact that they were trying to show him shoot that can, but it kept missing.
Yeah.
And they're like shaking the gun.
I thought for sure that was going to come back later, but instead that IG droid just showed up, just smoked them both. Okay. Never mind.
That was pretty funny. So yeah, great.
You shocked to hear that they confirmed a season 2 for 2020 in the fall? I was like, oh, shocker that there's going to be another season of this.
The only thing I'm shocked about is I thought it might take 2 years.
Oh, you were saying they're going to crank it out pretty quick.
Yeah, because like Stranger Things, there's almost a 2-year break between some of them. So some of these streaming series, they take a long break between.
I think that you got to strike while the iron's hot with that.
Yeah.
And at the same time, too, Star Wars and Disney, they're going to throw money at it. So they're going to get that shit done.
So right now it's the
Well,
best.
wait, we talked about a pre-show. They revealed who is the Mandalorian, but it didn't matter because we all knew who he was.
Yeah,
He's
he
the
did.
main guy from Narcos.
So I had two predictions for the show. One, he was going to take his helmet off. Two, the baby was going to talk.
But they did
I
a
got
good
one
job.
out of two. The baby didn't talk.
But the nice part was he took his helmet off only in front of the droid. It wasn't in front
only
of
to save his life. Was the
Yeah,
only reason he took it
yeah.
off.
So
Yeah, but the baby didn't talk. I was like, oh, my second prediction didn't go. I wanted to say something. Just say Mando or something. Nothing. I was like, damn.
he's got another 100 years before he can talk.
So if I got a scale of 1 to 10, I'm giving the series a 9.
It's a solid 9.
I don't.
And for $6.99 a month, dude, come on.
Some would argue that like a couple episodes are kind of fillerish. Like a lot of people weren't a big fan of the Bill Burr episode, but I liked it. And I think those three characters are going to come back. And
they are. At least the Bill Burr one is supposed to.
Yeah, so I liked it, and it all led into other things. So
I think that they were light on kind of describing what they call them, the foundling or whatever. You know what I mean? Like they didn't, but they probably got a few seasons to flesh that kind of stuff out. So they need to hold back a little bit to kind of give you something, but not at the same time kill you with the info.
Yep. So there you go. And so that leads right into the big movie that came out. We didn't get to talk about last week because of the bowl pick'em, so we're going to talk about this week.
Yeah.
Star Wars Rise of Skywalker made $175 million this first weekend just in the U.S. alone. And it made another...
But they're still they're lamb-basting it like it's just not making it. It's like, dude, it's still making like $300 million.
Yeah.
Like keep it in perspective, man. Like, calm down. So you went and saw it the weekend it came out. I went the Monday. I'll tell you this, when I went to it on Monday, I went to a noon show at 3D because I got to see my 3D, and there was maybe 15 people in there with me. It was really empty. It was shockingly
Well, that
empty.
might be because of 3D, but
I don't know.
I saw Saturday at 10 a.m. I got the early bird special because it was only $5. And that theater was there was only maybe 10 empty seats in the whole theater, so it was pretty packed.
Yeah.
It could be just all us cheap fucks wanting to get out at 10 a.m. to see it.
Also true. Like, I'll go early and save a buck.
Reports are this weekend that sales dropped 70% on the tickets, so that's a pretty big drop.
I don't know.
But, you know, all these Star Wars ain't even Avengers and all that. It's a big initial weekend.
Well, because anyone who's rabid to see it has to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's tough. But I don't know. But so my initial thoughts on the movie, and again, we talked pre-show, I just don't get what people want from a Star Wars movie in 2020 or 2019, we'll call it. Like, what did you think? Like, I just, everyone's like, oh, Disney's destroying everything in this new sky. I don't know if you put George Lucas involved. I don't know what you do that you think it's going to be that. I think they handled the Carrie Fisher stuff really well.
She did a lot more than I expected.
It was unbelievable how well they handled that.
Yeah.
Like the main actress, the main chick who's reading this Resistance and was huge throughout all, died in real life. You know what I mean? Like, what do you do? I didn't know. I thought it was cool when Harrison Ford came back. Somehow I missed anyone spoiled that for me, and then he was there. I was like, oh, okay, cool. You know, I think they're good, man. I guess I just. I think that people are putting Star Wars on such a platform that it can't live up to the hype. That's the issue.
Yeah.
It's just it's
They're not enjoying for what it is.
Yeah, it's just at some point you got to just take an adventure in this universe and enjoy it. And I find myself enjoying all these movies. I guess I'm just weird like that. Like where I'm like, I am entertained by them. I don't know. I think the effects in them are so great. When the fleet of those Star Destroyers came out, oh, it looks so cool. Like, and then when she's climbing around in the Death Star and stuff like that, in that battle sequence that happens in that with those raging waters, visually they're amazing. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if you can. We're getting into a realm where you're just never going to make anyone happy. It's impossible. And I'm here to tell you, I hated the prequels. You know what I mean? But, like, that was all George Lucas. You know what I mean? Like, so...
the rose nostalgia glasses, like we said before the podcast, are pretty heavy when it comes to Star Wars. I mean, even if you think of Return of the Jedi, you had 100 little people in teddy bear suits running around. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You know,
but then people rail against that one. Like, oh, my God. But the Empire Strikes Back gets put on this pedestal that is unbelievable. And the problem is in 2019, how do you keep those kind of secrets that existed in the early 80s? Yeah. I don't know how you do it. I don't know. I enjoy them. Call me crazy.
I liked it. There's a handful of things I didn't like about it, but enjoyment outweighed the stuff I didn't like. So, a couple of things I didn't. Well, let's see. What I did like visually, awesome. I thought the acting was very good. I thought the lightsaber fights.
I think the dude that plays Kylo Ren is a very good actor.
Yeah, Adam Driver is very good. I liked John Boyega. I really like Oscar. Was this Isaac?
The Poe guy?
Yeah.
He's good too.
I really like him, and I was amazed about what they did with Carrie Fisher and how much she was in it.
And it didn't stick out. Like, that's the other thing, too. Like, she blended right into a scene. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I like the new characters mixed in with some of the old ones. I like the nostalgia of Lando Calrissian.
I thought it was awesome when they were triumphant in those huge, hairy horse beast things on the Star Destroyer. I was like,
and
that is crazy.
I like the Stormtroopers' jetpacks. I thought that was pretty cool.
How
the
cool
Sith
was that
troopers.
flamethrower? We didn't talk about that flamethrower Stormtrooper that showed up at the freaking Mandalorian. I was like, damn.
So, I mean, it's got a lot going for it. Now, there are some things I didn't quite understand. Like, and this was kind of movie choices, like I told you before. They try for this big emotional beat, like, oh my God, Chewbacca dies. And then 2 minutes later, psych, he was on the other ship. He's all right. He's right there. So that kind of underhands some of the emotion. They didn't want to
commit to a big change.
Yeah. And then C-3PO, we're going to wipe your whole memory. You're never going to see him.
But here's the problem with that, though, Steve, and you and I both know. If you turn around and you kill Chewbacca, people are going to boycott the movie. It's like, what do you do? Like, so you want this emotional turn as me and you be like, holy crap, they killed Chewbacca. But then for every one of us that are like, this is pretty amazing, like they're willing to walk away from Chewbacca. Instead, there'd be people like, can you believe Disney destroyed? It's like, dude, they can't win for losing.
I know. And so that kind of bugged me a little bit. It was too much of the Jedi Skyping between Kylo Ren and Rey.
I didn't pick up on that too much. I didn't think there was
enough with this Jedi Skype motion. And there was some new Jedi powers. Now, I've explained to you or maybe someone else, the one thing about superheroes, when you go into a superhero movie, you know the power set. You know Thor controls lightning, he's super strong, and he has a magic hammer. That's what you know. So if you go into a Thor movie and you start shooting webs out of his wrist, you're like, what the hell?
Well, I know what you're saying. I gave you an out already. If I'm J.J. Abrams, I'll just be like, there's things to this onion that is the Force that we don't know what's behind all the peel.
And it seems every movie, depending on plot, there's a new power. Yeah. There's a new power to help with that plot.
The biggest roll of my eyes in the new trilogy was when Carrie Fisher floated in space.
Yeah, that's one.
That was the biggest one where I was like, dude, I don't know about this one.
Yeah, you could just not have that part where her ship gets
damaged,
but she doesn't fly on the space. You know, it's like things like that. It's like, okay, but that's nitpicking, and that's an old 44-year-old guy looking at it going, Jesus Christ. And the other thing, I don't know, The Force Awakens, and I know a lot of people cap on it because it followed the first movie. I really enjoyed The Force Awakens. The one thing I like about the first, it captured some of the fun. I don't know if it was just Harrison Ford because he's fun and he's fun to watch, but even John Boyega, when he was Finn in the first movie, him and BB-8 doing the thumbs up, and they were a lot of fun. You know, there was a lot more fun with the good guys, and where this one, and I know the stakes are high.
I was just about to say, you could argue totally like their backs against the wall, the rebellion.
So we're gonna die. We gotta figure this out. We're gonna die. The only one having fun was Billy D. Williams. He was smiling. I
also was really impressed by the flesh out of that world with the whole celebration. It was really neat. I was like, whoa.
Billy D. Williams was happy to be there. He's smiling. He's laughing.
He really was.
And it kind of reminded me of like, man, why isn't everyone else having a good time? And it's like, oh no, we're all gonna die. We gotta get this guy. Like even when they go see the secret agent guy, the very next scene, his head's on a table. It's like, wow, we're not going for light and fun on this one. But I enjoyed the movie. I give it a 7 out of 10.
I'm a little higher. I'm like a solid 8.
The Last Jedi before this, I give that about a 4 or 5. I'm never
like
gonna
a 6 or a 7 on that one.
And then The Force Awakens, I probably give about an 8.
I'm at a 9 on The Force Awakens. I thought The Force Awakens was so good.
Yeah, and then Rogue One.
And just the
Rogue
way
One's a 9 for me. I love
Rogue One's a great one too. But like the way that they film The Force Awakens when she's on those dunes and stuff like that, and oh my god, man, it's so good.
And I think Force Awakens captured a lot more fun than this one did. But I understand the stakes are high, the saga's ending, and it can't be fun. But Billy D. Williams was allowed to have fun. He's laughing.
He was drinking some yak.
Yeah, man.
What do you think of Chewbacca getting his medal?
Yeah, that was a nice little throwback fan service. Yeah. Overall, it's a good movie. I'm not going to pick it apart. I mean, these guys online, I listened to Angry Joe.
What are some of the examples of some of the things that was really? What do you got? Like, give me the short list of something where people are just like
some of the stuff that they really the Chewbacca thing dying and not coming by. They don't have the balls to commit to something, and they done screwed it up. And there's some other things. There's a lot of things with Rey and Kylo that they hated. They hated the Knights of Ren. Well, they kind of had a point there. They didn't do anything. They just came out and got their ass
They were
kicked.
a little bit like
They were Captain Phasma-ish.
I didn't quite. They were almost there to sell toys.
But that's almost like a Star Wars thing. We're gonna give you this cool looking character, but they're gonna be kind of a
they
joke.
get smoked. Yeah,
and they've done that forever.
Look at
Darth Maul, Boba
Snoke's
Fett,
freaking guards, those red guards.
nothing. Phasma. I mean, there's a long list of that character's awesome. And he's dead.
What'd you think of that Bobo freak guy, the little guy?
Yeah, he was funny,
cool.
but it felt like they were trying to just get some little pork love on him.
Man.
But I like.
I also the smoking hot chick that Poe was there with. It was supposed to. They gave him the thing to get into.
That was Kerry Russell or whatever, Felicity.
Is it? Yeah. I was like, oh my god, dude.
So. Now, that was one thing they did kind of weasel in that hasn't been in the other movies. Poe's kind of a smuggler's past.
Yeah, and they touched on that quite a bit.
Now, that could tie into the Mandalorian. If he's got a past where he's in the underworld, they could possibly bring him into a season of the Mandalorian. That'd be cool. I'd like it. I like his character. I'd like...
I think that because of the first season of Mandalorian so successful, you're bound to start to see something where they're going to let him go a little more. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. I think season 2 and 3, because again, every show, season 2 is the peak. So I'm telling you right now, I think season 2 of The Mandalorian is going to be great. I think you're going to see, they're going to flesh out, because to your point, they already gave you some nuggies in season 1. I think season 2 is really going to come into its own. Disney's going to say, hey, look, we're super successful. Tell me what you need and you can have it, because it's going to drive subscriptions to Disney Plus. Mm-hmm. I think season 2 of that show is going to be great. And I think you're going to get a lot of that tie-in that you're talking about.
Yeah. In the Rise of Star, that was the other thing a lot of people online bashed about. It was just so much in it. It should have been like 2 movies instead of 1. And I mean, come on, it's fine.
Where do they go from here? Does anyone? It's
all brand new from here, right? And so a lot of people.
I'm asking a question. Like, where does it go?
The fans are dying for Knights of the Old Republic, so they're dying for that. Now, if you remember that game, that it's based on a game.
I know,
and that took place 2,000 years before the Luke Skywalker.
Oh, so they want a complete time jump.
They want to go back in time, yeah. And this is where Sith were just as powerful as Jedis. And there wasn't just one Sith. There was hundreds of Jedis. So a lot of people want that.
So we're in the heyday as opposed to the end that we know of the Skywalker saga is the end.
So a lot of people want that time frame, but there's no rumor yet.
I'm curious to see, because like I told you, I think I'll be a 65-year-old dude still going to see Star Wars movies. Yeah. I don't see me changing at any point. I just love the universe. I don't know how to explain it other than I just love it. And it takes me to a different time. And like I said, I think that a lot of people are so tough on it, man. So tough.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's nostalgia glasses a lot of time. When you start propping up the prequels better than these, it's like, seriously, come on. The only prequel worth anything was the third one, and that was barely even serviceable, but the only one Disney I think sucked at was The Last Jedi. I even like Solo, but me and you were in the huge minority on that one. Yeah. I know a lot of people cap on that one, but if they actually just watched it, enjoyed it, it's again, Solo captures a lot of the fun that the Force Awakens captures.
It was a little more lighthearted.
Lighthearted, fun, captured some. It's still the stakes are high and there's still drama, but at the same time, I always go with the Lethal Weapon theory. Lethal Weapon were great movies because they were kind of serious, but they also they could laugh and have a good time.
Yeah. When you get a movie, toilet with
exactly. If you can get a movie with that kind of feel to it, I think you got something. But that's just
I don't know, man. I gotta tell you, I know that I'm in, and again, you and I are in the minority. I don't have an issue with where Star Wars is right now. I really don't. Yeah. I know a lot of people are like, Disney destroyed it and George Lucas will I'm like,
yet they're still going to go out and watch all of them.
I don't know. Yeah.
The only thing they are in trouble with, though, is a lot of the merchandising selling.
But they've done so much of it. Though,
yeah,
Steve,
like,
right?
There's only so many versions of Luke Skywalker I can buy.
Dude, because
I'm 44. I've bought Luke Skywalker 782 times.
And I got news for you. Like, I go up into Lorna rather is way into Legos. There's a shit ton of Star Wars Legos. I mean, it is unbelievable.
That's another. Just pare it down. So you got one figure line because there's like 4 figure lines. So one figure line, one Lego line, and that's it. They saturate it so much. It's so crazy. And I mean, how many different lightsabers can you buy at this point? You can buy the super movie based ones. You can buy the kid ones. You can buy.
I get what you're saying. And I think your Porg assessment you've had a while ago is probably correct. It didn't hit the way they wanted it to. They wanted more of a Baby Yoda thing because they even put Porgs in the new movie. Did you see the Porg?
Yeah, I saw them.
But at some point, you're just being greedy. Like you're part of the problem.
You got to cut back on that licensing. It just makes two quality series of stuff and people will collect it. When you're so saturated everywhere, I mean, well, we talked about in the one podcast, they got crock pots coming out with Star Wars on it.
Crazy.
Are you serious right now? So now from there, where we both agree, and we've agreed on both shows, now we're going to one where you probably disagree.
Oh, my God. Do we disagree on this?
Let's go to Netflix, Henry Cavill. Now, I will be totally honest with you. I got a little bit of the Charles Schwarzenegger love with Henry Cavill. I love the guy.
You just like the dude.
I like the guy. I liked him in Man from U.N.C.L.E. I liked him as Superman.
Okay, so let's unpack
The Witcher season 1 on
Witcher
Netflix.
season 2
There's
on Netflix.
4 things I don't like.
This
and then
is
the
the
rest I do.
huge thing that was supposed to be their answer. This is the new Game of Thrones. This is going to be the huge thing. This show opens with the cheesiest CG animal I've ever seen. And Henry Cavill doing the worst Batman impression the whole time. Then he goes to a town that doesn't feel lived in at all. Everyone's wearing completely pristine. I bailed halfway through the first episode. I was like, I'm done. I can't take this. He's doing that voice the whole time. They're not elaborating on why they're against him initially, and I'm sure that will unfold throughout the season.
Yeah.
I spoke with a guy at work, Rob, who was on the podcast, and he thinks I'm just crazy. He's like, dude, so maybe I got to give it another shot. Maybe I got to turn my brain off a little bit and just watch it for what it is. But man, Steve, it did not hit me right at all.
Well, I'll be honest. When I started watching it, I was hoping high, and then after that first CG scene, my expectations dropped.
It was like Xena Warrior Princess, dude.
Here's the problem. That CG doesn't get any better.
Ooh, mama.
It does not to the whole series.
Because everyone's sitting there telling me, like, oh, Game of Thrones didn't have the budget. There's nothing in Game of Thrones first season that stands out as terribly as some of that stuff in that
I was talking to Michelle about that. There's ways around what they did, and they didn't do it right.
Yeah.
Like Game of Thrones, if you remember that first episode.
Just little glimpses.
It was dark. So you got a dark ice zombie. You didn't see a lot of them. And
they were smart about the way they give it to
opened with they're well lit. You can see it, and
Lord.
it looks terrible. It looks bad. And unfortunately, there's about 4 monsters in that show. One is actually practical effects and makeup. That one looks the best. The other 3 are CG and there's one of the scorpion thing. It is terrible looking.
Dude,
so my hopes are in season 2,
we up the budget,
and either trash the CG monsters
or learn how to Game of Thrones it a little bit.
Yeah, that's what they need to do.
Yeah.
Now, the second thing,
Right.
I am a big critic of when guys put on bad voices like Christian Bale and Batman. But have you played the game?
No.
That's how he talks. That's how he
So
talks.
he's replicating the way he's talking.
He sounds exactly like that in the game.
Okay.
And he's that way.
It was much for me. I was like, dude.
So
and then he met some girl, and I'm like, literally, the girl looked like she just left costuming. It was like,
they were all
rub some
very
mud
clean.
on these people. Like, it's supposed to be like in a weird village in Poland or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's like a made-up Europe.
it just
in the
did
middle
not
centuries.
feel lived in at all. And again,
I agree with you on that.
talking about comparing to a Game of Thrones did lived in so well.
I told you when I described it. Game of Thrones here, Hercules here. This is like here. I told you it wasn't near Game of Thrones.
Steve, man, I was like, what? Heather goes, what? I walked away. I gotta go. She's like, what are you talking about? I can't handle this right now.
The voice is because of the game. So
okay,
and he's super into the game in the books, and he wanted.
Well, he's very meta this whole thing.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
so
trying super hard.
He really is. He's one of those really, really likable guys, and it's like, come on, man. It's gonna be a little better.
he's your Walton Goggins.
Yeah, everything that's wrong with the show isn't him though. It's... Now, did you get to the sword fight though?
I told you I ended up in the town. They were kind of outcasting him in the town, and then a girl befriended him, and I was like, he's talking like a weird Batman the whole time. I was like,
there is a sword fight the choreography on their sword fights in this show is some of the best I've seen.
Okay.
Very fast and fluid, which you're not used to seeing.
Okay.
Like that, even Game of Thrones, it was a little slower, more
Clunkier,
methodical.
yeah.
His is very fast. If there's one credit I'll give the show, it's that. And then it does do the Game of Thrones. There's a lot of tits and ass in it. If you want to see that, there's some things this show does, and trust me, I'm not telling you this is the next Game of Thrones or anything. And I agree with you on a lot of your assessment. There's other things too. If you watch,
How many episodes?
It's eight. It's 8 episodes.
episodes.
So there's
Hour long per.
yeah, about an hour and 5 minutes each
Okay.
episode. There's some things like they time jump a lot, and you don't.
It's disjointed storytelling. So you're like,
Big
whoa,
time.
I don't know where I'm at. I don't know
So
what's going
all
on.
the Witcher storyline is like in the past, and then the current storyline follows that blonde hair girl. I don't know if you saw
in
her.
the town.
She's
yeah,
current.
The younger girl.
No, not in the town.
Oh.
You didn't get far enough.
Okay.
But there's another girl that comes up. So she's current, and then there's another girl called Yennefer. It's a terrible name, but she's off the game.
Gotcha.
And she's like a witch, and hers is kind of a little bit in the past mixed in with. So but they don't tell you any of that.
So you're like, what?
You kind of figured out by the fourth or fifth episode. You're like, something's
We're
not adding up
moving
here.
around,
Yeah.
yeah.
And they don't really kind of hint at it, so that gets a
Okay.
little annoying. So there's disjointed timelines. The CG's kind of bad. I'll give you a knock on both of those.
Steve, it opened with a bad CG.
It did.
The thing
Can't defend
opens
it.
up and he's battling a monster that just looks so cheeseball. I was like, whoa.
It's a bad decision on their part. It was very bad. They should not have done that. Even Michelle, but we both looked at each other like, boy, these are some bad looking. There's that monster. There's, I told you, that scorpion one is worse than the one you saw in the front.
Oh,
And there's
mama.
one other one. What was the? Oh, a dragon. It's a gold dragon, and that looks bad too. And there's a dead green dragon. The dead green dragon looks pretty good. It must have been like a prop or something. That looks pretty good. But the gold dragon is talking. So bad. So if they could get a bigger budget in season 2 and fix the monsters, I think it'd be a better show. The way it is right now, I give it a 5. Really, I think that's fair.
Maybe I got a power. Maybe I got to do a little bit more power.
I'm going to tell you, there's going to be parts you're going to roll your eyes pretty hard. I'm going to tell you right now.
man.
And some of the storyline's going to be like, what? What's going on? I wanted
Because
to
again,
like
Rob, who was on the pod, like loved it. You know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah.
you're kind
He
of
must have played the
You're
game.
reason. No, he didn't.
Oh.
I think he just wants to like love a show that he has access to. If that makes sense.
Okay.
You're kind of like reasonably lukewarm. Kind of, it's okay. You know what I mean? Like,
It could go either way come season 2.
Rob was like, dude, you're nuts, and you know what I mean?
You're not
I'm like,
nuts.
yeah. I'm
Your
like,
complaints are right, because as soon as I saw that CG monster, I'm like, what the fuck? That's the first thing I said. I was like, really?
they left the editing room with it.
Yes. I mean, and his voice, though, if I didn't know the game and I just watched
Yeah.
it, I'd go mental, too. I'd be like, why is he talking like that? But no, that's how he is in the game, so it kind of passes on there. But if you love the game and the books, there are the other thing. Oh, that's the other thing they're bad at. They're kind of bad at explaining the lore.
Well, do they explain why people are after him a little bit and all that kind of stuff, or not too well?
A little bit. They're not really after him. They kind of trick him more in that first episode. If you get to see the end of it, it basically comes down to that girl and a wizard, and each one of them is telling you to kill the
I'll
other
get
one.
back to it. I'll get back to it.
It feels like a side mission on the game. Really.
Okay.
But there's some lore in there. Like, he goes to the castle, he meets the queen and the king and the daughter, and the daughter's having a baby. And then there's a knight that shows up, and he takes his helmet off. He looks like Sonic the Hedgehog. And he's in love with the princess. And then somehow the curse gets broken, like almost like Beauty and the Beast style. They kiss each other. But then somehow the Witcher's tied to their baby. And it never explain why that is. I'm like, I'm so confused right now. So they're not great at explaining the lore either. So it's
So what'd you give it out of 10?
5.
5.
Yeah,
I
5.
didn't even qualify for a Steve 6.
Yeah, if I'm being honest, if there's anybody else besides Henry Cavill, I might give it a 3.
Oh, man.
And I probably would have bailed after the first episode. But I like the guy. I want him to do good. But I mean, there are some tits and ass in it that makes you feel better. I don't know.
Great.
So Witcher season 1's got a lot of work to do for season 2. It did get approved for season 2 already.
Did okay.
So we'll see.
Netflix, you got a short leash, man. You got.
I don't see it going past season 3.
Yeah.
So they better really up it. They better go for all out in season
Yeah.
2. So I guess it's a bunch of books before the game came out. It's a series of books. It's a Polish author, and they're following the books, not the game. But whatever. All right, so now we'll go back to another Netflix thing that both of us will probably agree on. Ronnie, how do you say his name?
I think it's Chieng. Yeah,
Chieng, Asian comedian destroys America. It's just popped up in my feed. I watched it.
It was a new one that just came around the holidays.
I'm not familiar with the guy.
No, I didn't have any preconceived. I didn't know him. I didn't know his work or anything. Funny dude, man. I thought this stand-up was a great little hour. I mean, he didn't do the usual trappings. He didn't talk about how hard it is to be a comedian in 2019.
Yeah,
he didn't do any of that stuff. He's got a funny, international take on what it's like to live in America.
Yeah.
And it's really funny. When
And he
he's
rips on us pretty good.
Oh, my God. Talking about, wanting stuff from Amazon, instantly.
Yes,
That
yes.
stuff. And... Oh my God! The guy who put his head in the door at the subway, and
Or how all of us Americans think everything sucks. Oh, this sucks.
Yeah,
Everyone outside of America loves it.
This was a top-notch stand-up, man. I found myself laughing really hard at it and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm a big
I don't know
fan.
where this guy came from, what show
Yeah, I
he's
think
on.
he's on the Daily Show.
Very funny, and he has that pissed off Asian kind of look
Oh
to him.
my God!
His delivery is very snarky and pissed. I liked him a lot.
It's right up there with one of the best Netflix stand-ups I've seen. It's really funny.
Yeah, he's easily an 8 for me. I enjoyed it.
It's a solid 8 or 9. Yeah,
If he
something
does
like
it,
that.
if he gets in a TV show or some other stand-up, I'll definitely watch it because I think he sold me on that.
Oh my God! And then he was late for his own weddings, but he had to go through multiple weddings
Yeah,
and stuff.
3 weddings.
It's a top-notch stand-up, and like you said, I didn't know his background. I didn't, I don't know. It was really funny, man. And the other one, I forgot to put down here. What was the one I texted you about the one on HBO I watched where he was in the gym?
Oh, the guy with the glasses, black guy.
Yeah.
He's off of This Is Us.
Yeah.
He was the funny friend on This Is Us.
Yeah.
Rel.
Yeah. Rel something Harlem or something like that.
Yeah, he had a stand-up, and I didn't watch all of that one.
Let me see if I can find Lil Rel Howery is what his name is. Yeah, and it's a stand-up special that's on HBO. He's in an old high school gym just riffing on stuff. And when he's talking about that uncle that he paid for the funeral for, that's another funny stand-up, man. Yeah, there's two really
I have
good
to catch
stand-ups.
that. And that one's on HBO, not on the normal Netflix.
Yeah, it's called Live in Crenshaw is what it's called.
Yeah. So we are big fans of stand-up. And my wife and Bill's wife just watched Tiffany Haddish, Black Mitzvah.
And what did they think of that?
They liked it. They both
Okay.
liked it. So they give thumbs up.
There's
to
a new
Tiffany
Kevin
Haddish.
Hart thing that I got to check out.
It's like a documentary.
Yeah,
though.
what
It's
is
not-
it?
I don't
Yeah,
know
like
what it
Don't
is.
F this up or something
Yeah,
like that.
I have it in the coming soon. So I'm
Yeah,
not
we'll
sure
have
what
to talk
that
about
is.
that next week, I'm sure.
So there you go. Ronny Chieng. Listen to him. He's very funny.
In fact, stop listening to go watch it. It's
Yeah.
funny, man. It's a really good stand-up.
Now there was, speaking of HBO and Rel, there was a show that finished that you couldn't finish the show. I made it to the end.
Oh,
It was a marathon.
dude. So I gave you Watchmen season 1. I finished Watchmen season 1. Me and you have talked in previous podcasts. You can dial back if you want to know our thoughts. But trust me, not a fan of Watchmen. There was 2 good episodes.
Online, they're saying that's the best show of this year.
They're out of their mind. His Dark Materials. This is the Lin Miranda Manual guy.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is what's his nuts?
James McAvoy
James McAvoy
and everybody else.
and a polar bear that's supposed to be badass, and it is awful.
I'll tell you what, right now, the polar bear is a goddamn highlight of that show.
Oh.
I made it all 8 episodes. I feel like I should get a medal. I really do. His Dark Materials, HBO, is in junction with the BBC.
I got through 3 episodes. It was dumb.
I'm not lying. The first 3 episodes are the most boring crap you're ever going to see. Nothing happens. I don't know what episode it is. It might be the 5th one where the bear shows up. That's probably the best episode of the season because the bear is working. The bear
It's
talks.
so memorable, you have no idea. Whatever.
So here's the thing. My wife likes these because she read the book, so I'm stuck watching them with her.
Her fault.
They in this thing, if humans have a spirit animal with them. That's kind of like their soul.
It's a neat premise. They just
Yeah,
don't do anything
yeah.
with it. And then kids are disappearing.
Yes. So there's a caravan of adults and
Like
parents.
gypsy adults.
They call them Egyptians. Yeah,
Egyptians.
And they're all heading to looks like
To
the
get
North
the
Pole
kids their back.
to get the kids back. Now, from what I understand in the books, this is a big battle and everything. On HBO, they pulled a Rome. Nothing happened.
Oh, my God.
It's like they bust open the doors and then the war's over. And I was like, that's it? So that was terrible. And then so the bear, little girl befriends him. He's very sporadically in this, by the way. They have CG little animals everywhere, but I guess the bear costs a lot to make.
a lot to
He
animate.
has one episode where he's a lot in, and then there's another one near the end, and then that's about it. I mean, he's sporadically in the background here and there. James McAvoy is just that little girl's dad, and he's a dick. He's always working.
He's
on
always
experiments.
leaving, yeah. To
And
do the particle
Even at
thing.
the end where she finds him, he's still a dick. He takes her best friend, kills him to open a portal to another world. And then there's subplots in it that they don't ever. There's this black guy who can go into our dimension. He comes from their world into ours, and he's chasing after this woman and her son named Will.
I don't care.
And here's the thing: they never explain why. It just the season ends. You never know why he's chasing after this dude. So if you watch
Show
season,
is so bad.
it's slow. There's a bear
There's
fight.
the whiny girl who's the main character throughout the whole thing who gets adopted oddly by this one.
And the woman that adopted her is her real mother.
So how does whatever, dude?
Oh,
That show's terrible.
it's rough. Unless you're really, really into the books, I can't recommend this thing.
How much is the budget for that show? It's got to be way more than they're getting out of it. It's got to be.
I guess. Maybe BBC floats a lot of the budget. I give it a 4 out of 10.
You're higher than me. I'm at a 2.
Ooh, yeah, maybe a 3. It's a rough watch. It's just not exciting. And you think a show about talking bears and little when Lin-Manuel, what's his nuts, is the best part of a show because he has like the Han Solo vibe to him, but he's only in like 2 episodes and then he disappears. So
They got him front and center and all the stuff for it, though.
Oh, he shows up for 2 episodes. He helps the bear and the little girl, and then he's gone. So yeah, stay away from it. And now, lastly, this game came out in 2017, and when it comes to role playing games,
I wouldn't even call it. Is this more of an adventure?
oh
game?
no, this is role playing. Let me tell you when I get to tell you. I like Western type role playing games, which means Mass Effect, Dragon Age Origins, where it's action with a little touch of
I upgrade certain sectors of my armor and blah blah blah.
Zelda Breath of the Wild, and I know I'm late on this. I know this came out. It was on sale on Black Friday. I saw it $25. I was like, you know what?
It's rare for a Nintendo game to be on sale. Number one,
and everyone it just says this is Game of the Year material 2 years ago, whatever. Let me try this. First off, it's cell shaded.
well, hold on before you get going. Are you a fan of previous Zelda games?
No.
Okay.
So I was hoping this would change my mind. Apparently, I wasted $25. Bert played all of them. Bert cracked them all.
Because
I
think you have to, much like Star Wars, I think you have to have some kind of where that hits you as a kid.
Yeah.
And then you just carry that on.
Yeah. Yeah, and see the problem with Japanese role-playing games. There's certain sections where you just have to be you have to be a certain level, and if you're not, go out in that field and fight blobbies for 3 hours, and then come back when you're the right level. And I can't take that. It bores me. It's like sucks the soul out of me. I'm like, why am I doing this? Like Assassin's Creed's kind of role-playing-y, but there's never a part where I have to go stab
you can't
guards
open
for
a
3
door
hours.
until you're level
Yeah,
this.
yeah. So I hate that in games. So let's go to Zelda Breath of the Wild. The graphics come on, and they don't blow me away. And I know the Switch is less powered. The Switch also has Mario, Smash Bros.
You can work within the parameters of its
I think the
power.
Mario games look great. I think the Mario Kart game looks
It's
great.
about understanding how to use the power.
This has this weird cell-shaded look with no lines. And it doesn't look right. Here's
it
an
looks
example.
muddy kind of thing.
Yeah, and here's an example how it looked. Holly walked in the room and goes, "What is this trash?" So that was her assessment of it. So I don't.
Are you playing it docked, undocked?
docked on a big screen?
Because isn't that that's not it doesn't fall well for that, right?
It doesn't. Yeah.
Needs that little bitty switch screen.
So and here's another for me a cardinal rule in AAA games in 2019. When I walk up to a character and it doesn't have a voiceover and it goes,
oh wow,
it does that in this game.
Wow.
I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
2019.
That's some like early '90s,
yeah,
late '90s.
you can't
shit,
hire a cheap actor to.
Final Fantasy VII called.
Oh my God, Zelda does that. And then what's the other thing I don't like? Meters. This game's got meters for everything.
wow.
There's a temperature meter. So if you climb up a mountain and it's too cold, you freeze to death. I was like, son of a bitch, you're not going to worry about how cold I am, so you got to go down the mountain, eat some hot peppers, and crawl back up the mountain. But here's the thing, when you crawl up the mountain, there's a stamina meter, so you can only go up so far. You run out of stamina, you fall off the mountain and die.
Oh, my God.
And guess what? The second part of your mission is at the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
I was going insane. So there's a stamina meter, there's a weather meter. Oh, and here's the other one. There's a weapons meter. So
They'll break.
yes,
Yeah, they
I
love
find a
that in
stick,
those
stick
games.
breaks. I find a
Yeah.
sword.
You
I
get
find
4
two
whacks, and then that's it.
Are you serious? Where did this sword come from?
And then
Dollar
you can
General?
upgrade that eventually and get like the one that takes
but
more.
I don't want to. It just takes so long.
That's tough.
Oh, I hated it. I hated every minute. I played it for about 2.5 hours. It's 2.5 hours I want back. I don't understand what people are seeing in this. I
I
guess
think it's that
if you're
nostalgia.
die-hard Japanese role-playing guy or girl, good on you. But, man, 3 out of 10. I don't want to go near that.
Wow.
I wasted $25. I should have just rented
How
it.
far did you get in it?
There's an opening scene.
What
and
percent do you think you're into it?
I'm like 10%.
Oh man,
Yeah.
you witchered that. You're like, I'm out.
Yeah, I did a Charles on that one. I'm like, serious, a stamina meter. Assassin's Creed, I can climb a whole mountain and not worry about it. And if it's a stamina meter, why can't I just stop?
Catch my breath.
Yeah, it doesn't do that. It stays down until you get on flat ground. It's terrible. It's terrible. I don't care. Zelda's not for me. And
I think that's what it boils down to. You hit the nail on the head right there.
I can understand why it would appeal to people like that kind of game, but I just don't. Mass Effect is a role-playing game, but it's Western style.
Yeah.
You don't do a lot of that bullshit. You know?
And you can go headlong into something you're unqualified to be in, but you'll just get smoked. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So I hated it. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what I missed on that.
Steve's like, I don't know.
Maybe 12 hours.
You're
in would be
trying to
great.
find something, but you got nothing.
I'm trying to grab onto something, but yeah, you got to eat apples and mushrooms all the time. That was terrible. So The Mandalorian, both Charles and I agree, is a great show. Please watch it if you haven't. Support Baby Yoda. He needs more money.
Yeah.
And Jon Favreau. Star Wars Rise of Skywalker, both Charles and I enjoyed it. I don't understand why the critics were bashing it so much online. The Witcher, Charles bailed 10 minutes in. I made it to the end. I'm being totally honest, it's not as good as I was hoping it was going to be, but maybe season 2 it'll improve. Ronny Chieng is a funny dude that came out of nowhere. We didn't neither one of us agreed
Big
on.
thumbs up for him.
His Dark Materials is a chore, and unless you love the books, I don't get it.
Yeah.
And Zelda, Breath of the Wild, I don't know why people like these games. So I'm good on that one. So let's go into football right now. Now, this is the last week.
This is the last regular season.
Right. So there's a lot of jockeying for positioning.
Yeah.
The Patriots with a big loss.
Shit the bed in Foxborough against the Dolphins.
That cost them. Now they will be hosting a wild card.
Yep, they went from a 2 seed to a 4 seed because of it, right?
And because of that loss, Kansas City is now going to be off for a week. But Baltimore's still
off.
the number 1 seed. Yeah. So Baltimore, KC got buys. New England will be hosting someone, and it looks like, what is the Titans score?
28-14. So it looks like my squad is out the playoffs.
And it looks like the Tennessee Titans are going to make the playoffs.
I got to tell you, as a Pittsburgh fan, we talk about like the Star Wars stuff, and I can't complain for with all the injuries they contended with, to even have a shot to make the playoffs. Like, hell of a good job coaching this year is what I would say.
Roethlisberger stated he's coming back. Are you excited about that? Or
he's 146 years old.
He's got an album made of "I Can't Believe It's Not Butter."
Yeah,
so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
But it's not even just Roethlisberger. Like James Conner couldn't. I mean, I can go on and on about people who just couldn't stay healthy this year. You know what I mean? So. It sucks to miss the playoffs, but all things considered, I mean, it is a great year. I mean, I don't know.
Is there a score on the Eagles or the Cowboys?
I'm kind of peeping, and we're at commercial.
I think the
break
Eagles
right
are beating the Giants right now.
Because again, we got the goddamn Cowboys game.
Yeah. The NFC, everything depends on that Seattle-San Francisco game. So,
that's our 8:00 game.
So if Seattle wins, they're number 1 seed.
27-16 Dallas.
Right now, pretty much the number 2 seed is going to be Green Bay. They're sneakily sneaking in.
Yeah, they're really good too.
Yeah, I mean they
but
struggled
I gotta
against the
tell
Lions.
You, did you watch that New Orleans?
Oh, they smoked.
Oh
Carolina.
my god! But I'm just saying, like, what on earth,
Yeah.
man? New Orleans looks poised to really do some damage in the playoffs.
So the playoffs are coming. Baltimore is the number 1 seed. Now you're going to either get San Francisco or New Orleans is the number 1 seed in the NFC.
Based on the results of tonight.
Yeah, so if Seattle wins, then I think it's Seattle.
Where's the game? Do you know?
I think it's in Seattle. The first game was in San Francisco. So, but San Francisco travels well because of their running game and defense. So we'll see. New Orleans is going to be hard to beat at home. If New Orleans has to go on the road, I kind of like the other teams that are playing. But we can all agree that it doesn't matter, Eagles or Cowboys. They're losing in the first round, right? They're not beating anybody. Minnesota pretty much sat everybody and lost to Chicago today.
Yeah.
They already made their playoffs. So that's a look at
There
the
was nothing they
playoffs.
could do. You know what I mean? It was like, what's the point?
Why get anybody hurt and everything else? So now from the NFL, we're going to go into NCAA. And the NCAA, we got our pick'em bowls. And right now.
Well, hold on. So they had the first playoff was yesterday. It was the first true game.
And
it's been a tough bowl year.
LSU just scored another touchdown.
Yeah, dude, it was unbelievable. LSU blew the doors off Oklahoma. Oh, my God.
Hurt sucks.
You listen to that, BV?
Yeah.
And then we watched a great game. BV and Steve came over to the house, and we all watched. That Clemson-Ohio State game was captivating. That was another captivating game. You know
Someone
what I
with
mean?
the last name of Wigginton didn't enjoy that game. But,
oh, my God. It was good, though.
Clemson did pull it out. It went back and forth. It was a good game. Ohio State got some key injuries late.
I got to tell you, though, I got a complaint about the bowl schedule. So, like,
oh, yeah, it's all over the place.
the Notre Dame game and the Penn State game were on at the same time. Like,
Yeah.
but meanwhile, there's, like, shit games on tomorrow. Like, well,
Yeah, I don't get it.
it doesn't make any sense. Like, how they're doing it is what I don't understand.
And there's games on all week, too, pretty much.
So what is the schedule, or what does the pick'ems look like right now?
So right now, believe it or not, Bill is in the lead with 9 victories. Even though he's still, none of us have been doing great. I'll tell you, there's been some bowls.
I went 4 for 4 yesterday.
And Charles, because of yesterday,
Yeah.
and really because of Texas A&M. He doesn't pick Texas A&M. He's with me and
You
Gabe.
always bet on Jimbo. How dare
7
you?
wins for Charles. Gabe and I pulling up the rear with 6 each. What really separated Bill, there was 2 bowls he
The
picked.
La Tech one.
La Tech, when no one picked anybody but
yeah.
him, and Air Force when we all took
Yeah.
Washington State and the Bob Maxwell lookalike coach.
Yeah,
and
dude.
we all got screwed. So, and Charles's Texas A&M is what put him above everybody else. Everyone else
Looks like Philly's winning 20-17.
and Philly's up 20-17 on Danny Dimes, New York Giants. But that's a little look at. We'll keep you updated each week. But
Tomorrow's
right now,
another big day for some college.
a lot of games this week, so there will be some more updates next week on what everyone's doing. Right now, Bill with the early lead. Clemson moving forward in the tournament to go play against LSU. I just don't think Clemson has it to beat LSU.
I don't know if anyone's got it to beat LSU after that display that we watched yesterday. That's crazy.
That was pretty nuts. Yeah. But so there you go. There's a look at the football for the week. I had to think. I went blank there. Now, Charles, at the end of the year, everyone always gives you these end of the year things, and I'm not going to take a lot of time on this because we're running a little late. But I just wanted to. I look back at all the games I've played this year, and only the ones I've played, not the ones I heard about. And I want to just give you top 10, no particular order, of the games I played this year that I thought were decent and worth playing. If you like, now it's funny I rip on role playing games, but my first one on the list is Kingdom Hearts 3, which was a big time role playing game. It's made by Square Enix and stuff like that. If you're into Disney, this is a game.
You loved that when it came out.
Yeah, I've taped. It was funny when the first one came out, I was here, and now by the third one, I'm just dropping slowly.
Yeah.
As the fourth one comes out, I don't think I'm going to play it. I think I'm done. Devil May Cry 5. I don't know if you remember that came out.
Yeah,
I didn't buy that. I just rented it. It was a decent game, but it was kind of the by the numbers Devil May Cry.
I think this next one is your game of the year.
Yeah, I really like Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah,
that's beautiful game. Played it a ton.
Yeah,
I do. Well, that one, and there's one other on this list. Mortal Kombat 11. Really don't have to say much about that. There is a movie coming out, a new reboot of the Mortal Kombat. By the way,
only if it's got the songs from the original.
I don't know if it's going to be high budget or not. Samurai Showdown is one that kind of that kind of snuck under the radar this year. It came out in the summer.
How's it look?
It looks like Street Fighter with weapons. So it looks. Okay. I love that look.
Yeah.
But I will say the game gets old pretty quick. It's got like an arcade mode, and that's about it to it. And it's like
not really fleshed out.
Yeah, and it's all Japanese. Everyone talking in it is Japanese. Now here's my first Switch game I put on the list. Excuse me, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
People love these games.
I love these top-down kind of Diablo-looking games
with superheroes.
Yeah, basically, but they really skimped on the graphics on this one though. A little, I mean, being Marvel and stuff, it could have.
Maybe it's that Switch horsepower though we were just talking about.
Yeah. I would have loved to have seen it on like an Xbox or it had more time, but
didn't
it's
Nintendo
fun.
help produce it or something like that?
It's fun, and it does have a lot of DLC that comes out with it too. My problem with the DLC is they're going to give me X-Men, but I got to go back through the same stages I went through. There's no new stages. That's kind of a bummer. Now this one I rented, I enjoyed a lot. Call of Duty Modern Warfare. This came out in November. I loved the single player in this.
Yeah.
This was like a movie. I really enjoyed that a lot. Multiplayer, I got my ass handed to me. But you know what? That's nothing.
That's Call of Duty.
That's Call of Duty. Star Wars. Now, this is probably my other game of the year contender. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I really like this one. Got the kid from Shameless playing a Jedi.
Yeah.
A long story, but and it has a lot to do in it. I mean, I cracked through it pretty quick. But, I mean, it's still probably 20 hours to beat the game. So it's well worth the money if you guys get a chance and you love Star Wars like we do on this podcast. I highly suggest it. Now, this one kind of, people shit on this one, but I enjoyed it. I got it with the Game Pass. I got to play for free. Crackdown 3. I like those games. You just destroy stuff, you're chasing orbs, you're shooting things.
But I think it's more of the same. Terry Crews
it was.
and everything.
Now,
Yeah.
it didn't look that much better than the 360 version.
Yeah,
If
so
there's
what
one
we
thing I
talking
would say. But gameplay-wise, they're still pretty fun.
So if you have Game Pass, you highly recommend it. I mean,
Yeah, especially if you can play it for free. Now, these last two just make the list because I couldn't think of any two other ones. New Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe. Great game, but
all those new Super Mario Brothers games are great. There's platformers. It's more of the same.
yeah, but the problem is it's a recycled one from the Wii U. So if you played that one, you've played this one, which is a little bit of a bummer. But they're still great. And then Madden, of course, gets on the list. And that I only put that on because there's nothing else I haven't played. And there were some I missed this year that I didn't play. Death Stranding, I just can't bring myself to walk all over the place.
Pizza delivery.
Yeah, Luigi Mansion 3, I just haven't played that yet. I do want to play that. And Zelda Link's Awakening, I'm not touching that one. And Super Mario Maker 2, I've never really played any of
never
those.
played a Mario Maker game.
Yeah, so I'll have to eventually try those. So there's my look at some of the games.
So what is your game of 2019 you played? Pick one.
I'm gonna pick Star Wars over Mortal Kombat just because it was more unique than because Mortal Kombat and Injustice and kind of But Mortal Kombat's a close second. Those are the top two. I would go with Star Wars first though. I really enjoyed that game. So there you go. And now I have. Now you were talking earlier about Star Wars Christmas.
Random Christmas.
And this is what I was talking about. If people could see these, these are coasters. They're pretty cool.
So they're old 8-bit cartridge.
Yeah, and they look just like Nintendo cartridges.
Yeah.
I thought they were kind of cool. Duck Hunt, Zelda. Even though you could throw the Zelda one out.
Yeah.
But
you got all the Super Marios and everything.
Yeah, so I have an Excite Bite one at home. I got a pop on.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so and they were at Kohl's. Michelle got them for me. It's one of those dumb little gifts where you're like, oh, these are really cool.
They've even stamped them to represent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean they're a little flimsy.
Square.
They're not the most thick coasters, but still, it is pretty cool. If you can catch them at Kohl's, I guess she caught them on clearance at Kohl's. Is where she found them. I've never seen them before.
Probably like 8-bit coasters or something.
Yeah, have you ever seen them? I've never seen them.
I haven't seen them.
They kind of fit well in with the motif of your wall.
Yeah.
But so
Kohl's
NES
8-bit coasters.
Yeah, if anybody is a big Nintendo fan out there. Now, the other thing I wanted to review, we went to yesterday, Charles didn't go.
This kind of blew me away, honestly.
Escape Room Zone in Canton. This is right across from the IKEA and that big giant art van. It's like right next door to it. There's a Zap Zone there, and there's a virtual reality thing, and then the Escape Zone. So it's like three little entertainment places all together.
That whole area is built up because of that IKEA. It's crazy.
Yeah, it really is. So now the thing, you're familiar with the escape rooms, right?
Yes, yeah.
Escape rooms, for those who don't know, they put you in a room with some of your friends.
You solve clues like Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, you Scooby-Doo it and try to get out of the room. Well, there was four of us. It was me, my wife, Bill, and his wife, Abby. And we failed miserably.
but it sounds like you also failed on some stuff that was just got a little bit of jank. That went
like there was a slot machine that was supposed to work when you put the codes in, and it didn't always work until we called them. Now, the only knock I'm going to give on the escape room, it was fun. It was an hour. You're trying to figure things out.
Listen to what you just said. It was an hour.
Just an hour. And it was $30 a person. So
person. I thought it was like $30 for you to do it the one time. Like $30 we go in for an hour. You're saying 4 people times $120 for an hour of entertainment, and there was some jank to it. For $120, that shit had better be pristine. That's 2 video games. How many hours of video games? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
It's a one-time thing you do. It's kind of fun.
I get it's like date night. I'm not arguing that, but I'm saying like it's not on you guys. It's on them for like, $120, man.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
Yeah, it was pricey.
Damn.
Now they do have Groupons, I guess, every once in a while. I couldn't find
How
one.
much does it cost to get like Cedar Point at this point? You know what I mean?
It's
Like
probably
$50.
60. No, it's more than 50. I know.
Okay,
that.
but even if it's $60, it's two people into Cedar Point for the cost of this hour in an escape room. I am offended by that price. I really am. You and BV are describing, like you said, I get it. Like it's date night or whatever. Oh,
Yeah.
fine, okay. Dude, $120 and it had some jank to it? Oh
Yeah,
my God. That is not cool.
Yeah, it was. I can't defend the price. If they lowered the prices, it'd probably be maybe $10 a person. What do you
Yeah,
think?
okay, $10.
Yeah, that's
$30.
I mean, $10. You're making $40 off us.
What's
for
the
1 hour.
overhead on that? You know what I mean? Once they set up the clues, and it sounds like it's been set up like that for a while, they're just printing money on it. Hey, fuck out of here with that, dude.
Yeah.
$30 a person.
So now we've done all the trendy things that's been on the Big Bang Theory. Escape Room, we've done the Float Institute.
Yeah, I guess,
So,
man.
but yeah,
I'm glad you experienced that one because I recommend floating any day over that shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so Escape Room's a little pricey. It's fun if you have nothing else to do. I mean,
I wouldn't be offended, like you said, $10 a person, and you randomly did it for an hour.
yeah,
Like, think about the amount of entertainment you get for $120. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you can get a lot better entertainment for that kind of money.
yeah, you can go see Star Wars.
You go see a play a lot of times.
So that's some hard-earned reviews, the little coasters, and then the Escape Room, which maybe
Go
a
with the
little overpriced.
coasters over
Yeah,
there.
coasters are like $10.
That escape room, I was telling Heather, like, that offends me, man.
Well, remember, I tried to get you and Heather to do it with us.
Thank God. I'd have
I
been
didn't-
nutting up in there.
I didn't know the price when I asked you, so I found out. So now we got not a lot of releases, but I found some coming out this week, and let's see if we're all going to go to the theater to see anything this week. The first one is Spies in Disguise. It's that animated
Will Smith
movie. Will
CG,
Smith
yeah.
CG.
Who's with him in this?
Tom Holland, the
Okay.
little Spider-Man kid. Big no, not gonna see that one.
I don't want to see this either. It's DreamWorks animation. Yeah, I'm a no.
I'd like it better if he just stayed a spy and not turned into a pigeon.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
I'm a no.
Now, Just Mercy. This is Michael B. Jordan. He plays the lawyer. It's like based on
Jamie
true.
Foxx is in it. Right?
Jamie Foxx is on death row. He's a lawyer based on a true story. This looks very interesting. I do want to see it, but I don't want to see it at the theater, so I'm a no.
I'm a no on this one. It just looks like it's like over the top and like trying to grab awards. I'm not into it.
No, not even if it comes to DVD.
I mean, I guess maybe a Blu-ray or something. But
So that's it for movies. Apparently, everyone's staying away.
everything
from
was
Star
trying
Wars.
to get away. Yeah.
So maybe next week you'll get some more. But for Blu-ray this week, Judy. This is the story of Renee Zellweger plays Judy Garland. Came out on Blu-ray. I have no desire to see this. I'm not an 85-year-old woman, so I'm a no.
I'm a no on this one. I didn't even know what it was.
You didn't know?
I didn't know what
I remember
Judy
hearing about it.
was.
It came out over the summer at the theater. This
no.
one snuck under the radar. This is called The Kill Team. This is Skarsgård's in this. It's Afghanistan. There's a group of American troops that are just killing people in
Afghanistan or something.
yeah, in a village, but they're not supposed to. So it's kind of like a war crimes type thing.
Casualties of War. What is that with
Yeah.
Sean Penn and all that? Isn't that what that is?
I don't know. I didn't ever see a preview for this. I don't know if it's direct to DVD or what this is. So I'm a no. I'm not going to watch.
I'm a what? I didn't
Yeah.
know what it was, and it sounds pretty deep to me. I'm a no.
Now the ones on streaming this week, Netflix was very busy over the holidays.
Yeah.
This is only a sample. I mean, they had a big list of stuff that came out Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, but this is the ones I thought maybe some of us might be interested in. Lost in Space Season 2. I did watch Season 1.
Did you watch season 1?
Yes, I did.
And
It's males are stupid, women are good, is what I felt
okay.
like. It still was a decent show, so I'll try the first couple episodes. So I'm a yes on Lost in Space Season 2.
I didn't watch the first season. I'm a no. I don't know. No thanks.
And now everyone in the world, this is another one of these guys where I'm telling me that this guy's hilarious. And
Hilarious, and I don't get it.
I don't either. John Mulaney and the
Oh,
Sack,
he's just so wise.
and
It's
the
like, just
Sack
shut
Lunch
up.
Bunch. I've yet to see him in anything funny, so I'm a no on this one. I'd rather watch the Asian guy again.
I don't like John Mulaney. I'm with you. And like you said, he's that weird golden boy of comedy right now.
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
Him
I'm
and Jim Gaffigan or whatever. He's the other
Jim
one.
Gaffigan can be funny though at times. Like
Yeah.
he's relatable. This guy's like, I don't know, Michael J. Fox's character from Family Ties. I'm just not
Yeah,
into
he
it.
grew
I don't.
up.
Yeah, I don't.
He's Alex P. Keaton.
Yeah, I don't dig it. I'm
I-
like,
I
no
don't-
thanks.
I don't get why people.
Oh,
love
he's
it.
just so like he has a great way of living. Just shut up. No.
And then this one coming out. This is animated. Fast and the Furious Spy Racers.
So Fast and Furious presents Spy Racers?
Yeah, you cannot get away from the Fast and the Furious. They are everywhere. I'm a no because I saw Hobbs and Shaw. It was terrible.
Is The Rock in this, maybe?
I don't know.
I'm a no. There's no way. And even Lorna won't watch that.
Yeah. And then you talked a little bit about this earlier. Kevin Hart, don't fuck this up. This looks like a documentary about his life from the past year.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see if it covered the car crash and stuff. So
And you also got the Oscar controversy, I'm sure, too.
Yeah,
and then, like, he cheated on his woman and stuff like that. I'm a definite yes on this one. We'll probably have to check it out. Both of us we'll talk about it next week.
And then for Disney Plus, all their other shows are ending. So that's like Jeff Goldblum and the high school.
Oh, I got to watch that for this past week. I don't know what he did this week.
Oh, man. Check that out. But I thought this was funny. At the end of this month, Star Wars The Last Jedi is now coming to Disney Plus December 26th. So I have it on. I have a digital copy of this, so I don't need to see it. So I'm a no.
I have it on 3D Blu-ray if you need to borrow it, too.
Yes.
But it's cool that it's finally they're getting all of it back together. You can see this streaming service kind of coming together, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Now they just need to start pumping out some original shows besides The Mandalorian that's worth watching.
Yeah.
So that's it for the.
Well, your daughter
rapid
would
fire.
argue the High School, the musical, the series.
They hit a home run with her. She loves that. That's one of the few shows she watches. So what's happening with the world of people punching each other in the face?
Yeah, so we again, our regularly scheduled show was kind of aborted last week for the Pick'ems. So I just wanted to talk about that UFC fight night that took place. The Korean Zombie dropped Frank Yeager round 1 in a KO, and it was a pretty lopsided. Like, the Korean Zombie whooped his ass. I mean, quite frankly, and Frank Yeager's a pretty big name. But the only thing that came of it, though, was he wanted a title shot, but then the UFC basically didn't give him the rank that he thought he should get and all this stuff. So basically he's beefing right now because he thinks he's worthy of it and all that. I thought that was kind of an interesting thing. And then I just brought up on here, too, that January 18th, I'll be getting the Conor McGregor Cowboy Cerrone fight that'll be happening. Steve's welcome to come over here and check it out with me.
Why is he fighting again? Did he blow through all that money already?
I'm sure he did. He says he wants to fight like 3-4 times in 2020, so we'll see.
4 times?
That's what he's saying. So we'll see. And then his manager's already out in front of it saying this is the Conor of old and all the stuff. So we'll see. I think he's going to beat Cerrone because I think this is Cerrone's swan song. He's going to go out with a bag of cash. It's also a decent fight card. Holly Holmes is going to fight on it, and there's a handful of people. Chick fighting.
Yeah, I don't care.
But anyway, I'm definitely going to buy. They're going to get $60 out of my pocket. I'm looking forward to it. We'll see. I question with him having 2 kids now, a pretty lucrative, as Steve knows, proper 12 whiskey business and all this kind of stuff. I don't know. I question his eye of the tiger a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if he can do it. We'll see. I mean, he might prove me wrong. The UFC loves to do that, but I'm definitely in. And then the other one, too, is this is not my usual MMA wheelhouse, but Deontay Wilder and the Tyson Fury, the Gypsy, are going to fight.
This guy's everywhere lately.
Yeah, isn't he? He was on the sidelines of like one of the football games.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. So, but they finally got it together for their rematch, and like this is the heavyweight rematch that the world's kind of been waiting for, I guess. So I put that on there. I don't have much insight into that. This is definitely BV's wheelhouse.
So nobody cares about the Tyson Fury Braun Strowman rematch.
I guess not.
There's not been much wrestling news. That's why I've been putting it on.
Yeah, it's been pretty quiet for UFC stuff. They're kind of quiet up until the Conor pay-per-view. So there's not much in the coming weeks up until that pay-per-view.
Yeah, so there you go. A little punch you in the face update of the pugilism report. Conor McGregor coming back in January, so we'll be interested to see that. I'll have to bring some proper 12 over and watch it.
You got to do it right.
Yeah,
he'll have his shit plastered on all those ring corners too. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. So now for the news this week, not a whole lot, but I thought this was funny. You can already pre-order the whole Skywalker saga on Blu-ray. So that's 9 movies. I don't know if that includes Rogue One. I imagine it could. That you can get it at
if
Best
it's 9
Buy.
Movies, how would it include Rogue One?
Well, yeah, I know. I'm just saying if they wanted to add it.
What is it shaped as? Is it like
it looks like a long black box.
It's just kind of generic.
Death Star, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if that's just something Best Buy put up or that's how it's going to look.
I will import the 3D Blu-ray of The Rise of Skywalker.
I don't think I'm going to buy it. I'm just going to watch it on Disney Plus.
Are you?
Yeah, I mean, why bother?
Can't get that 3 dimensions. I got to get that 3 dimensions.
I got that. So Star Wars still the king of merchandising,
Yeah.
Spaceballs the flamethrower. So they already have you have the pre-orders ready for you if you want to buy it. Now, the other funny thing, I've never heard of this before.
I haven't either. I saw this article too that they were patching
The
it.
movie Cats is so bad that they're visually updating it while it's still in theaters.
Well, you got to think now. The days of the years when I worked at the movie theater where we got reels of film is gone.
but
It's
probably
all
digital
digital now.
right? Yeah.
So you got to figure all you got to do is slam out an update to that. You know what I mean? Like that section. It makes sense. To your point, I've never heard of it before. You know what I mean? But this Cats movie apparently is just hot garbage. It looked weird from the trailers.
Yes.
The people that are in it with James Corden's one of those guys like John Mulaney that's pushed down my throat that I don't like. Taylor Swift.
I don't mind James Gordon. It just sometimes he does get a little too much.
Oh, him in those stupid Keurig commercials. I don't like that
I
dude.
forgot about
Oh my
those.
god, I'm singing in a car. Like, shut up. Okay, I get it. Like,
Yeah, I can see how people get annoyed by him. Every once in a while, he does a bit I like, but not often.
I'm a Conan guy.
Well, I mean, Conan's about ready to retire, so
How dare you?
he's gotta be late 50s. At this
How
point.
dare you?
So, from Cats being updated, let's talk about December movie bombs.
Yeah.
And the top of the list is Cats.
Even the
Ironically
people that
enough.
are in it are saying it's crap. It's really weird, man.
It is
The
bombing
other one
big
that you have
time.
on here on the list is the one I told you was I was
Charles is
repulsed
dead.
by.
Charles was dead to rights on Richard Jewell because nobody wanted to see
Dude,
the movie
I don't
about
like
Richard
that.
Jewell.
Something about that guy. I just hated it. And so apparently I'm the only one.
Yeah, it made less than $5 million or something. All these movies made like $5 million or less.
Oh my god!
And then the last-
how much did Cats cost to make?
Oh,
it had to cost a
lot.
fortune.
Yeah, because they CG'd all those people, so that had to cost a ton.
You know, when they were filming it, they were just like, "This is the new Chicago. Everyone's gonna love it." And,
This
oh,
is Les Miserables all
Oh
over
my
again.
god! We're gonna be so many. Where are you gonna be for the awards? And oh
Yeah.
my god, I
Got
love it.
Nothing. And then the other one is the one that you figure the marketing people just Lego movie was huge, right? Let's make Playmobil. Playmobil, a kids movie.
Who's
tanked.
in Playmobil?
Is
there a name?
Yes, the guy from Harry Potter. What's his name?
The plays
Radcliffe.
Harry? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he's.
Daniel
I know
Radcliffe.
he's one of them. He's the only one I know off the top of my head.
Oh
But there's
my
a
God.
couple others
the
too.
Playmobil movie.
It made less than $10 million. You can't. It's almost impossible to fail at a kids movie, and they
Yeah.
did. But I don't think anyone was asking for Playmobil.
What's
so.
the plot of the Playmobil
I
movie?
don't know. How can we bet one up Lego? That's what their plot is.
All right,
How
we got
would
to
you-
live stream our viewing of the Playmobil movie.
Ooh, no, we need to live stream Lorna and see how far she can make it. through before-
This is terrible, Dad.
Yeah, before she makes it through. So there's the news for you. Some bombs, the Cat's getting upgraded, and you can pre-order Skywalker Saga right now. And they'll tattoo Skywalker logo right across your gut for you. Now, Charles, you ever... this is one thing that did happen over Christmas that I didn't want to go into too much, but there's certain people in life that just got to give you a pointer. So you're playing, say me and you go bowling, right?
Okay.
And I throw a fucking gutter or whatever. I lose the game. I bowl an 82, you bowl 150, whatever. We play another game, and then you start giving me advice, even though I'm playing against you. What you need to do is move 2 boards over and chuck it down. There's nothing in the world that annoys me more than that. When I'm just trying to have some fun, play a game.
Oh, you're just
And
trying to
some
take it
asshole-
serious. Yeah.
Welcome to Donald Henson.
Oh my God. Were you doing cards again?
Yes.
Dude, when are you gonna stop playing cards, this man?
I only do it to appease them.
He always pisses you off.
Sitting there playing cards again. We're playing, it's called euchre, 3-man euchre. There's the thing called...
What is 3-man? I thought you had to have teams of 2.
Well, they do it so only 3. They keep a score, and then 3 you can play, and then they just whoever the first person. You start at 20.
Damn, the Cowboys got 43.
Yeah, you start at 20, and then the first person to 0 wins. So if you get a hand of 5, that's minus 5.
You know,
points.
so you're like a McDonald on the way that you like my in-laws. Like
I only knew 2 card games.
I don't even know 2.
No,
I know Uno, and that's it.
No, if you include Uno, I know Uno. I know 31 euchre, a little bit of poker, and I know there's a game called Liverpool I play.
So you're
5
already
card
way
games.
beyond me, man.
But all of those are just things I do with friends because we got to pass the time.
yeah.
And the same thing with the holidays. I only play euchre and 31 with the
But does
Hensons.
he look forward to it like bad?
Yes, he does, and Ken
that's
does.
That's the problem.
And we play 50 cents a game.
Because that's how, so like Heather's got relatives that, I mean, so her one cousin that hosted her Christmas this year, he's way into it, man. He loves it, and they play poker and all this kind of stuff. It's just not for me, man. I don't know. Like that whole holiday card games are huge.
I'm fine with playing anything you want, but don't criticize what I'm playing. I mean, if I decide to throw my whole hand out and lose,
let me lose.
Let me lose.
Yeah, wow.
He doesn't do that. Why did you do that? He cussed. He literally, I never heard this guy cuss. I played the cards. I won the hand. Ken was okay. In his mind, he thought I could set Ken, and I didn't play the cards in the right order. He thought I should have played them in.
What the fuck's he got to do with you? It's my hand. Okay.
He goes, and this is what he said word for word. Well, why the fuck did you do that? And he never says the word fuck. I'm like, are you serious right now? He goes, you shouldn't have done it. You fucked up. I go, why don't you play your fucking hand? And her mom was sitting at the table at the end. I go, why don't you play your fucking hand and I'll play my fucking hand? You think
my God.
It's like I'm pissed. He's cussing at me. I go, does it really make a fucking difference? I only play these cards 3 times a year with you two numbnuts.
Oh, wow.
Then it got quiet and awkward.
I wonder why.
And then we went back to play.
He knew better than to poke the bear after that.
But he does it every goddamn holiday.
Oh, my God.
I don't care. And then, so you think you learned this lesson, right?
Oh, okay.
It's over. We're playing the cards. It's 50 cents a game. I'll give you a couple bucks. I don't care. Because then Ken made the crack. Well, what if we were playing for $5 a hand? I go, I wouldn't be playing. Pretty simple. I don't know.
It's a simple equation.
Yeah, I got a couple quarters. I'll pay 50 cents a game. But after that, I'm done. And so the next night, Holly comes down and wants to play 31.
You guys play this much cards? It's 2 nights in a row?
Yes, it's a 2-night Henson card extravaganza.
Jeez, man.
Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Easter.
Oh, my God.
3 times a year, I have to play cards.
Wow.
So I had to take some quarters with me over to the Hensons, those 3, because I know I'm stuck there doing that.
Oh, my Lord. Is this what he got so butthurt about at Thanksgiving?
Because he couldn't play cards with me.
Oh, my God.
So, and I know neither one of them are listening, so I ain't got to worry about it. So we play 31 the next night with Holly, and Holly knows how to play. 31 is pretty simple. You get 3 cards, right?
I don't care.
It's simple, though. You just want to get the same suit, 3 diamonds or whatever, and get as close to 31 as you can. That's it. That's all there is to it. There's no strategy, nothing else. And you knock when you think you have everyone beat. That's it. There's no other strategy in that game. So we're playing. And Holly does something, and she wins that hand or whatever, or I won the hand or whatever. And Donald looks over at Holly and goes, you shouldn't have played that, but I'll teach you how to play. And she goes, well, my dad taught me how to play. And this was backhanded. Yeah, but I'll teach you how to actually win.
Oh, wow.
Saying I'm a schmuck that don't know how to teach a kid.
Jesus.
Guess who won that game that hand? I did. So I won, and you win. Everyone has 3 quarters, so it's like that $2. I'm taking the money and go, boy, wish I knew how to play this, but I keep winning for some reason. Shot at it. He takes shots at me all the time.
Oh, wow.
And it annoys.
It sounds volatile.
Annoys the piss out of me.
I can tell.
And the other time that happens is when I play racquetball.
And Randy starts giving you tweaks.
Yeah, and we've been playing together 3-4 years now. If I'm going to lose, I'm going to lose. I'm fine with it. And he'll be like, well, you should have. Stop.
You tell him that.
Yeah, it's like I'm just having some exercise. I'm good with this. Yeah. So he's a bad habit. Like if you went bowling with Randy, he can't help it but to give you pointers, even though you don't want them. You're gonna get them. And the best is we're playing against each other. And the other thing Randy might do sometimes, and sorry if you're listening to this, Randy, whatever, but probably not. He'll make the game longer. So say he's up 13-5 or whatever.
He won't just put you out of your misery.
Yeah, he'll mess up a serve out of accident. So I'll have to serve. It's like, and I'll start looking at him like, God damn it.
Wow.
Because, we play 3 games usually for about an hour. It's about what it averages out to be. Sometimes I win. Sometimes he wins. It's more in his favor. He probably wins 70% of the time. I win 30% of the time. And I'm fine with that. Just some exercise, whatever. And he'll do that. He'll fuck things up to make the game last longer because we might get done earlier. Meanwhile, I just smoke me for 3 games so I can go home. That's all I care about.
He doesn't want to go home.
No, he doesn't. So that's my rant for the week. If I'm playing against you in something, and we're playing Madden together, and you're doing fullback dives every down, and I'm up by 40. Oh well, all right, that's what he's gonna do. I'm not gonna be sitting there. Give me the sticks. You need to do this, this, and that. It just annoys the pit. It's always been a pet.
I don't think it's as malicious as you would assume. I mean,
I know it's not, but it's annoying.
Oh my God, Steve!
What
mental note? Don't give Steve pointers. Period.
This isn't once. My father-in-law's been doing this for 10 years.
Oh, okay.
He throws these jabs every time we play cards. I've been with Michelle 17 years. So this has been coming at me almost that long.
I guess
It's not like occasional. Hey, maybe you should have played this. No, he looks at me. He looks at the car. Well, you should have played that. What the fuck? You fuck it up. And I'm like,
he dropped his F-bombs. You fucking went.
Yeah,
off
but
his
it doesn't benefit him at all. Even if I played it right,
he just knows you're doing it wrong, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
And here's the thing. His win percentage.
You know how to fix this. Don't play fucking cards.
But then I get him calling me, searching for me, looking for me,
Wow.
begging me. You know,
That's true.
It's a no-win situation.
Dude, it's crazy.
But that's my rant for the day. It just bugs the piss out of me.
I can tell.
And it always has. And I had to fucking go off on him.
Wow.
So here's the move. So Michelle's mom the next day is like, she caught it because it was euchre was the game we were playing when I went off. Well, you guys are just going to play 31 today. So she was trying to
ease it off.
Yeah, we still played both games. But then he made a crack about Holly. So it's like, God damn it. Can't win with this guy. So there you go. There's a rant for the day. Random thing for everybody. They can go rat on me and tell people. But as always, you can catch us on.
Well, Happy New Year too, by the way, to people.
Yeah, it'll be
we're
after the New
blazing
Year
into
when it comes.
2020, episode 77.
So we'll be moving on up to the next year, and so Happy New Year's. Enjoy your sparkling grape soda or whatever you have for the New Year's. And you can catch us on Apple iTunes or Google Play, and of course on fatguyslittlepodcast.com and on Spotify. Don't forget Spotify. We got some Spotify stats the other day. Not the greatest, but
It's okay.
But if you until next time, this is Steve
And Charles.
Catch you next time.